They say you remember the day everything changes, even if it feels ordinary in the moment. For me, it was a Thursday. Nothing special. Just the sun clawing its way through the clouds and the sleepy drone of Mr. Callahan's literature class. Until the door creaked open and Principal Hughes stepped in with a boy trailing behind him. I didn't know then that this boy, Luca Rivera, would ruin me. He had that kind of beauty that didn't try. Disheveled dark curls, a slouch in his shoulders like he carried too much weight for 17. He didn't smile. Just scanned the room like he'd already decided none of us were worth knowing. My best friend, Emery, nudged me and whispered, "Looks like trouble." I didn't disagree. But I didn't look away either. We were assigned a group project that day. Irony is cruel like that, and by some twist of fate or scheduling chaos, Luca landed in a trio with me and Emery. He barely said 10 words the entire period, and yet, by the time the bell rang, Emery was already humming about his jawline. I rolled my eyes, but even then, I felt something shift. A crack in the ordinary. Later, in the library, while Emery faked notes and I actually did the work, Luca sat across from me, watching. His eyes weren't just brown, they were fractured, like something had broken and never healed right. "You always carry the team?" he asked. "Only when the team is useless," I said, not bothering to look up. He laughed. It startled me. He had a nice laugh. Sharp and short, like it surprised him too. That night, Emery called me. "I think I have a crush," she said. I smiled even though my chest clenched. "On the new boy? Already? Don't judge me. He's mysterious. Hot. You know I've got a type." I knew. And I knew Emery. She chased people who didn't stay. I didn't tell her I spent the rest of the night replaying his laugh in my head. By the next week, Luca was orbiting us like some distant planet. He wasn't close, but he was always there, hovering at the edge of our table in the cafeteria, walking behind us in the halls. He and Emery clicked fast, or maybe she made it easy. Her charm was effortless, a kind of golden light you couldn't ignore. But it was me he texted at night. It started with project stuff, just notes and deadlines. Then it turned into music links and book quotes. He'd ask questions that made me pause. "What scares you?" Or, "Do you believe in fate?" I'd lie awake typing long replies, fingers shaking with a thrill I pretended not to feel. Emery never asked. She assumed if she liked someone, the universe would cooperate. She didn't see how Luca watched me when she talked. Or how he waited when I forgot my pen. Or how he smiled when I understood his silences. One afternoon, we were working in my room, Luca on the floor, Emery on my bed, me at the desk. Emery dozed off mid-sentence. Luca looked up at me from his notebook. "Does she always fall asleep when she's bored?" "Only when she's comfortable," I said. He smiled, slow and soft. "And you? Are you comfortable with me?" I didn't answer. Not out loud. That night, he sent me a photo of the stars from his roof. "Wish you were here," he wrote. I didn't sleep. The first time he kissed me, it wasn't under a sky full of stars or behind the bleachers or any of those stupid, cliched places. It was in the school's art room, after hours, the smell of turpentine and old clay filling the silence between us. We were working on a last-minute project update, something Emery bailed on because she had a nail appointment. Typical. Luca was sketching, and I was pretending to read when he stood, crossed the room, and said, "You always smell like vanilla." I blinked. "Is that a bad thing?" He shook his head. "It's distracting." And then he leaned down and kissed me. No warning. No hesitation. Just lips on lips and one hand on the side of my face like he wanted to memorize the shape of me. I kissed him back. I shouldn't have, but I did. I told myself it was just a moment, just curiosity, just a mistake. But the next day, he kissed me again. And again. And I let him. We became something quiet and secret. Glances across the classroom, text messages that burned holes in my pocket, late-night calls whispered under covers. Every time he touched me, I felt like I was on fire. Every time I saw Emery smile, I felt like I was drowning. I tried to end it. Twice. She's my best friend, I told him. This isn't fair. She doesn't know me, he said. Not the way you do. But I did know him. Or I thought I did. I started pulling away from Emery. Making excuses. Avoiding hangouts. Pretending I was sick when I was really tangled in Luca's hoodie, lying on his bed and talking about dreams like we had a future. You're the only real thing in this place, he told me once. I wanted to believe that. I needed to. And then one night, it all shattered. I was supposed to meet him behind the library. He'd said he had something to tell me. Something important. I was early. I never should have been. I rounded the corner and froze. Luca. Emery. His hand on her waist. Her lips on his neck. Laughing. Whispering. The same way he looked at me. I didn't make a sound. I just turned around, walked home, and didn't cry until my bedroom door clicked shut. Because secrets taste sweet, until they rot. The next morning, Emery acted like nothing had changed. She waved to me in the hall. Talked about her new lipstick. Said Luca was getting cuter by the minute. I smiled. I smiled so hard my cheeks ached. Inside, I was unraveling. I didn't confront them. Not yet. I needed to understand. I needed to know if it had been real or just a game I'd never learned the rules to. So I waited. I watched. I bled in silence. Luca didn't text me that day. Or the day after. I became a ghost in my own life. Moving through classrooms with dead eyes, skipping lunch, ignoring calls. Emery noticed. You okay? She asked one afternoon. Just tired. She bought me coffee the next day. My favorite. Vanilla hazelnut. The irony choked me. I wanted to scream. To shake her. To throw the cup across the room. But instead, I said thank you. Because I still loved her. Because part of me still loved him. The truth finally came like everything else does, when you least expect it. Friday night. Party at Noah's. I wasn't going to go, but Emery begged me. It'll be fun, she said. We haven't hung out properly in weeks. I wore black. Not a statement. Just armor. The party was loud and sticky and smelled like sweat and beer. I stuck to a corner, sipping soda and pretending I didn't feel the walls closing in. Then I saw them. Luca and Emery. Dancing. No, not dancing. Holding. Her arms around his neck. His hands on her hips. Their foreheads touching like they were the only people in the world. And something inside me snapped. I pushed through the crowd. Walked straight up to them. And said his name. Luca. He looked at me like I was a stranger. We need to talk. Emery blinked. What's going on? How long has this been happening? I asked her. She frowned. What do you mean? I turned to him. Tell her. His jaw clenched. He looked between us, panic blooming in his eyes. You didn't tell her? I whispered. After everything? Emery stepped back. Tell me what? And that's when I realized he never planned to. He was never going to choose. He wanted both. So I told her. Everything. Every message. Every kiss. Every lie. And I watched her shatter. Just like I had. Emery didn't speak to me for 3 weeks. I didn't blame her. She cried in the girls' bathroom the Monday after the party. I heard it from the stall next to hers. That sound, the kind of heartbreak that feels like it might kill you, I knew it well. I wanted to reach out. But I didn't. Because I didn't deserve to. Luca stopped showing up. No texts. No apologies. He vanished like a ghost, leaving behind wreckage and silence. Rumors said he transferred. Others said he dropped out. I didn't care anymore. He could disappear forever and it wouldn't fix what he broke. What I broke. People whispered about us. I caught stares in the hallway. Heard my name behind cupped hands. Slut. Backstabber. Did you hear what she did to her best friend? And every word stuck like barbed wire. I didn't defend myself. I didn't explain. Because the truth wouldn't make it better. I missed Emery like a phantom limb. I kept writing her letters I never sent. Apologies that sounded too small. Memories we wouldn't make anymore. I kept thinking about that night, the way her face broke apart, not with anger, but with hurt. Like I'd taken something she didn't even know she could lose. I told myself she'd forgive me. Someday. When it didn't hurt as much. But weeks turned into months. And someday never came. Spring came late that year. The trees bloomed like nothing had happened, like the cold hadn't clawed through everything just months before. I watched from the window. Always from a distance now. Emery was different. Louder with her laughter. Softer with her friends. But never with me. We shared hallways like strangers. Sometimes I'd catch her eyes and see something flicker, anger, maybe, or regret, but she always looked away. I kept to myself. I learned how to be alone. It's strange how silence becomes a second skin. I stopped going to parties. Stopped hoping she'd text. I still saw Luca in my dreams. Sometimes he was kissing me again in that art room. Sometimes he was walking away with her hand in his. Sometimes he was just standing there, saying nothing, watching me drown. I hated him. I missed him. I hated that I missed him. One day, I saw him. He was sitting alone on the bleachers behind school. Looking smaller. Older. Like the guilt had aged him. I walked past without stopping. He didn't look up. That night, I finally burned the hoodie he left at my house. It didn't feel like closure. Just smoke. People moved on. The story faded. The whisper softened. But I didn't forget. There are scars no one sees. The kind that throb when it rains. The kind that whisper in the quiet, you weren't enough and maybe I wasn't. Maybe none of us were. Graduation came with the sound of camera shutters and names mispronounced over cheap speakers. I sat in my gown, fingers curled tight around the edge of my chair, waiting for the moment that would change everything, and change nothing at all. Emery was 4 rows ahead. Her hair shimmered in the sun. Her laugh, even from here, still sounded like summer. We hadn't spoken in almost a year. Not a word. Not even a goodbye. Luca wasn't there. He was a ghost that no one mentioned anymore. Just a ripple in the past. A scar we didn't point at. Some said he moved states. Some said rehab. I never bothered to find out. I didn't want closure anymore. I just wanted peace. When my name was called, I walked the stage with my chin high. Not proud. Just surviving. Afterward, families crowded the field. Photos and flowers and hugs. I wandered alone to the edge of the bleachers. Just for air. That's when I saw her. Emery. Standing alone. Looking at me. For one moment, one long, breathless second, our eyes locked. And I smiled. Not with hope. Not with expectation. Just understanding. She didn't smile back. She turned and walked away. And that was the end. No second chances. No movie script reconciliation. Just the quiet between us.